Welcome, humans. Welcome to the development stream of Airships Conquer the Skies. My name is David Stark. I'm the developer of said game, and today we're gonna make some mechanical spiders. So I've been working on adding various kinds of monsters by widening what kind of crew the game can support, from just like people to all kinds of small units. And I've got like basic spiders working now, which I'm going to show you in a moment. And then we're going to move beyond that to like mechanized horrors. Okay. As usual, I have my iPad here. So I'm on the Twitch chat. If you have any questions or suggestions or insults or something, just type it in and I'll respond on stream. Let's get started for now. Okay. Right. Spiders. So for starters, I'm just going to show you what I've been up to. Basically, I've been moving a whole bunch of the data in the game into these JSON files. Actually set this to JavaScript, maybe? Make it more legible. Ta-da! Okay, not actually more legible. Never mind, that's just pink. Never mind. Yeah. So basically, all of the information in the game that was previously kind of indicated itself is now moving to these data files, which makes it a lot faster to work with. Also means that you'll be able to mod things. So if you want to add new kinds of spiders or something, that's going to be fairly trivial. The upshot of this is that apart from the usual crew that's been in the game for a while, you can now have hideous spidery monstrosities, which are sort of hacked in for now. So if we start a new combat, put like our usual kind of target building here on the right, and then here on the left I made like a ship. There's like a made up module which just contains spiders. So if I go in here and zoom in a bit, here's our spiders. So that this is just like, for some reason these spiders are perfectly happy, like living in a barracks with like rifles. They don't have hands to use or something, but just need something to try this out. So if we start the game, you can see like the crew is as usual moving around, doing its stuff and so on, and the spiders are basically just another kind of this crewman here, but they have some different settings. Some Slimy says I should add this cheat that turns your crew into spiders. Yeah, I kind of want to do that. Cheat, hideous, magical thing gone wrong, one or the other, something like that episode of Rick and Morty where everyone accidentally turns into, what is it again? Those insects that eat their mates. Okay, so we're already winning horribly here, so let me show off the spiders before we win too much. So if we just move in. Hi Slimy, by the way, nice that you're on the stream. So we're moving in and then we're telling this thing to board, and just going to put this into slow-mo. There you go, spiders! Here they are, coming in, brutalizing the crew. Oh, okay, this is actually kind of amusing. So this is a problem that's happened here, which I've never actually seen before, but I guess makes perfect logical sense. The problem is that like all of these spiders have boarded the ship. And that's nice, and all that. But there's one really stupid problem. They boarded, zooming in, this module. This module is, because of damage, no longer connected to the rest of the ship. So having gone in there, like bitten this one crewman to death, they now actually can't go anywhere. Because they're trying to follow the movement rules. The movement rules say there's no path to anywhere in the rest of the building. So yeah, makes note. Some kind of fix for when we have learned something. Okay, so let's just restart this combat, and hopefully that won't happen again. That I can show you off this a little bit more. Spider Rider. Okay. Oh yeah, also, I'm not sure if you can see it on the stream, but like one small half-finished thing at the moment is that all the spiders are like, if they're inside and I'm zoomed out, they still look like crew members. So yeah, now you can see them. Simon says, what if the spider spotted by walking along the webs instead of swinging like it's a grappling hook? That would be cooler, but it would be more effort to implement. So I'm probably not going to do this for the small spiders. One thing which I just was considering actually today is that like, so the idea is there's going to be big spiders as well. These are like the small ones, these are like the babies. And the big spiders are going to be like the size of this house, you know, they're going to be huge. But the big question with the big spiders is, okay, I mean, they're big and they're scary, but it's not just a spider. How are they actually dangerous? I mean, they can't like shoot cannons. So the obvious thing for them to do is to be able to like lasso, harpoon entire ships. And so one option would be for them to be able to kind of, you know, spider web a ship and then drag it down. But it also doesn't really work because like ships can be even bigger, right? So that would be weird if like the spider, which is like the size of a small building, could like drag down a big ship. Yeah, webs to catch the airships could be a thing. So I'm not quite sure how exactly it will work mechanically. And surely you could just like not fly into the webs and then you'd be fine. Like I'm trying to find a solution where I can have these cool spiders but not be stuck in a situation where you can just like, you know, avoid them, stay out of their grasp and they're harmless. So I'm thinking is maybe they too can kind of lasso ships, but what happens is that their spider rope can then be used by the small spiders to walk across. Then the same logic could be used for like bigger harpoon guns, like in game as well, or something like that. But I mean, this is all like pure theoretical right now. So kind of, as you can tell, this is basically a retextured version of the Grenadiers grappling hooks. And there we go. Now they come in and they eat everyone. Nomph, nomph, nomph. Yeah, I mean, I think it would certainly be possible for the spiders' webs, the big ones, to also have a dragging effect. It just has to be realistic, like, you know, they can't do that indefinitely. So as you can see, spinning this up again, you basically get all of these spiders, and I've already made it, because like they're spiders, right, they can't operate the ship. So if they were like Marines or something, they'd just be taking out the command center and then taking over the ship or the building. But that makes no sense if they're spiders, because it's not like they can operate the cannons. So their AI just kills everyone. They just like path to all the all of the targets and eat them. Like they prioritize ones which are operating weapons. They're smart enough for that, but by and large they just eat everyone, and that still works. I mean that building now is disabled, and we've won. In a moment it should actually say so too. There we go. So yeah, that's spiders. And obviously, like having those spiders like that makes basically no sense whatsoever. I mean, like, okay, I mean, I guess you could have like a spider tamer or something. But I also have mechanized spiders. So I can go into this animation viewer, which is like this tool I've built. And so these are the mechanized spiders. These are like the normal spiders, so to speak, and these are the mech ones. And so the point is that the animation is exactly the same. The like set of body parts is the same, but it just uses a different set of sprites, and as a result, you get like robot spiders instead of live ones. So yeah, now the idea for today really is to make those robot spiders. So here's the to-do list for things which I want to do. So because they're like Mech-Spiders, right, we need to like emit smoke from their little smokestacks. So this is something I want to do. Next, I think, allowing crew type units to emit particles kind of as they go along. So I believe there is already a particle emitter class. Let's see. Yeah, they're particle.emitter. And that's pretty simple. That just, you know, has a particle type and the probability of emitting it. So we can use that. But we still need to kind of have a way of specifying where the particle gets emitted from, which is actually a little bit tricky. But basically the way you have to put it is that the particle source is, just see how this works. Okay. Yeah, basically we want it to be as an offset into some part of the animation, I think. It's actually fairly complex, but I guess that's just how it's gonna have to be. Yes. So your suggestion, Slimy? Yeah, I mean, having like crew running away in terror is definitely something, like having crew, having kind of crew status effect to something I think needs to be put in at some point. There's some other things that also will benefit from that, like for example, the ramming, the ram coat of arms, which is meant to kind of encourage ramming. So the idea would be that your crew actually get a morale bonus from ramming ships. But yeah, right now let's see if we can get this particle emission concept working correctly. So really what it means is that for any given animation, any given specific animation and okay, no, it's not tied to the animation exactly. It's tied to the actual appearance, and a particular body part in a with a particular from a particular side can have a particle emitter attached to it. That's how you have to do it. Yeah, that makes sense. So if we go here into animation appearance, Mech-Spider, and then we look at what the spider looks like from front, and we go to the abdomen. Then we go to the abdomen like in the sprite sheet. Okay, so the abdomen is 862323. Okay, so that's the spider's abdomen. And essentially we want to have a particle emitter here. Okay, so we can do something like just do emit let's just assume that we won't need more than one emitter per body part, hopefully. Okay, so we've got our particle emitter here. You know, actually, let's just not even hurt ourselves with this limitation. Let's just have emitters. And then in there, we're going to have a particular emitter. That's going to have a particular particle type. That particular particle type is going to be just smoke, yeah? Yeah, smoke, okay. Smoke. And then we have the frequency, which is really the probability per millisecond, which, it's a good question. Let's look it up. What kind of frequency we have from like a small engine, like a small propeller. There. That's the frequency. And then we want the relative x and y. Which we said was going to be 5 and probably actually -1. So the bits of smoke appear just above the chimney rather than at its lip. So that's probably not too wrong. Okay. So I've put this into the data. Now I need to actually make code that obeys this data. So first off, we need to go into animation appearance. And there, okay, so right now we're just purely mapping sides to images, with the images being keyed on the ID of the body part. But now we might also have emitters. We usually won't. So it's going to have a hilarious signature. It's going to be okay, so this is kind of a hideous type, but yeah, so basically we're mapping the side to a array of body parts, which then each might have a list of body part emitters. So yeah. Okay. So if this particular bit has a list of emitters, we first off do oh wait, no, don't have to be that clever. Okay, so that code's gonna load in our list of emitters for that particular body part and point of view and so on. So in order to actually try this out, the first thing which we need to do is to create a crew type which is the Mech-Spider. So we should do that first, then we can put them in and sort of see what happens. So adding Mech-Spider as such is just a question of going into this kind of crew list here of spiders. Just going to copy the wolf spider. Okay, so the Mech-Spider can board, has a melee attack, does like this amount of damage, it's all quite reasonable. I'll probably turn down the wolf spider a bit actually. But we're going to make some differences. We're going to make it able to jump really quite far. But we're not going to give it a hook. And we also don't have a set of sound threat at the moment, so we're just deleting all of that. And indeed, the animation look should be Mech-Spider. Okay, so we've defined a Mech-Spider type of crew. Let's just start up and see if that loaded correctly. Yeah, looks like it. So now we can go into module type and switch our spider nest to like a mech. Okay, let's still call it spider nest, but we'll call it like technically Mech-Spider bay now. And instead of 8 wolf spiders, it's just going to have 4 Mech-Spiders in it. Okay, so that should now give us these Mech-Spiders. Here they are, 4 mechanized spiders, and they should be able to board even if they don't have still be able to jump. We're trying. I think the pathing will need some work actually. But here we are. Here they are. They're going around. They're murdering everyone. So that fundamentally works. So I think are losing anyway. But hey. Come on, Mech-Spiders. Kill everyone. You can do it. Maybe. Okay. So now let's make them emit little puffs of smoke. And to do that, we okay, this is quite an involved thing. To do that, we basically need to look at the crew animator, figure out what animation state they're in at the moment, and then run any particle sources that that particular animation state might have. So yes, that was in fact a Zurich ambulance in the background. The loud sounds you might have heard were mostly the cats attempting to destroy our flat. Okay, so we've got this whole code here for figuring out which animation we're using. And actually, I'm going to have to like move that into a new place. So let's see if that works. Wow, it has 2 return values. It's really annoying. Okay, we're going to have to do this the really hideous old-fashioned C way. Yeah, there's literally no way around that. Okay. So what I mean by the hideous old-fashioned C way is that Java doesn't have a way of returning like tuples of values or something like that. If you want to actually return more than one value, you have to make an explicit class or use a pair utility object or something. It should be okay except for the fact that figuring out what animation to draw is something the game is going to be doing literally like tens of thousands of times a second, so I can't actually afford to constantly allocate memory to do that. So really what I need is like in like C-type semantics is to just pass in a pointer to that the determine animation function can modify. except for the fact that there is no such thing as pointers in Java. But what there is there's arrays. You can use an array of length 1 as essentially a poor man's pointer, which is what we're doing here. This is not great. This is not pretty code, but the point is that it needs to be performant more than it needs to be pretty. Of course, if I needed to actually allocate those arrays, I would still be doing heap allocation. So in fact, we're actually going to allocate them in the crew animator class itself, which means that we only need to allocate it once. This is not great, but it's okay because we're only doing it kind of internally. This is all happening kind of privately within the class with no information leaking out. So it doesn't matter that this is very stateful and very bad. Okay, so let's hope this actually works. So we're going to grab all of this clever fancy code, nom 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 nom, block it in here. Okay, it needs no flipped. Okay. Right. So now the whole reason for this monstrosity is that now we can also have this great idea, this amazing idea. It's called actually setting the results at the end. So I just need to check that there's no early returns, because if there is, this all goes horribly wrong. But there isn't. Okay. Right, so now anyway, there is already a tick function, which is nice. So basically, I guess we optionally supply the tick function with combat value, which it can then insert particles into. Okay. So if we are currently in combat, the combat holds the list of particles. So if we're not in combat, we can't spawn particles. Simple. So if we have a combat to spawn particles into, then we do determine animation. Oh yeah, we don't know. Okay, we store flipped it here, I guess, I hope. Not reliably, okay. I just hope we can get this flipped value from somewhere. Okay. So now I've determined the animation. We can now see if any of the bits of it require any particle emission. Okay, so now we have the actual real-life animation we care about. Now we can use this to derive the. We can look through each of the body parts. The cat is destroying everything I hold dear, so if you will just give me like 3 minutes, I'll be back.